Okay, so I think this is now like part 75 of my game collection. Holy crap, why do I have so much of this stuff? So what stands before you is my PlayStation 2 games. You can bow to it, it's okay. I understand. I don't know why I have so many PS2 games. I think it just kind of built up over the years. And I really like the PS2, so it's probably another reason why. And like I said before, different places I worked and stuff allowed me to get things at discounts. And, I tend to be a little bit of a bargain hunter and find things in stores and online, wherever, where it's cheap. I actually go to cheapassgamer.com as well. So, let's begin. Okay. So this is Maximo. It was a fun game. It's kind of like not a sequel, but like a spiritual successor to the Ghosts and Goblins series of games. Really tough, but it was good. Now I got a bunch of these King of Fighters games. This is the King of Fighters 2006, which was their first attempt at making like a 3D. Actually, this is the second one that they made, a 3D style King of Fighters game, which is usually a 2D game like the old Street Fighters. It's pretty. It's not as good of a conversion into like 3D graphics as like Street Fighter 4, but it's still good. So this is the first one, the King of Fighters Maximum Impact, where they try to make a 3D King of Fighters game. It wasn't really received that well, but I thought it was good. I didn't play like the hell of a lot out of it, but it's got some good extras. Like it's got like some like anime episodes or something like that, and it's got Mai in there, so nothing wrong with that. King of Fighters collection, the Orochi Saga. This has King of Fighters 94 through 98 on it. So as you can tell, I'm pretty much a sucker for anything that SNK makes. I pretty much just buy it. So if they just want to make like some underwear, or sell some rotten fruits or something, just throw like a King of Fighters logo, and I'll probably buy it. So yeah, I'm a sucker. King of Fighters 11. It's another 2D game, fighting game. This one's quite good. This is your KOF 2000 and 2001. So it's a double disc set. And basically what happened was like SNK was putting these games out on the PS2. And being a 2D game with like old school graphics, I think Sony got pissed off at one point. It was like, if you're going to release, you can't release games on our system unless it's going to be like a collection, like a multiple disc or something like that, or like multiple games. And then at that point, I think they started making more games on the Xbox, like the Neo Wave and the, I can't remember what else I showed you, but, but yeah, that's how that worked out. King of Fighters 98 Ultimate Match. I think this came out like last year. Maybe like a year and a half ago. And then it came out on I went out and bought it on the PS2. And then, of course, it comes out on the Xbox Live Arcade. So if you want to play this one, go to the Xbox Live Arcade and check it out. It's really good. It's like an old school game. When I was in Japan, people were playing the crap out of this game, so it's still popular there. Killer 7, which I also have on the GameCube. I have on the PS2 also. I must have gotten it like really cheap or something like that. Kind of an interesting game, interesting take on like a shooter by the guys at Capcom. So, Incredible Hulk Ultimate Destruction. Think of the Hulk in like Grand Theft Auto, just running around in a free roam environment, beating the crap out of stuff. Cool. I got this for some reason, The Godfather. I like the movies, so I was like, yeah, I'll get the game. It's not bad. Grand Theft Auto ripoff. And then God of War, which came out and blew my mind back then. Not so much the new one, but back when this first came out, it was way good. And pretty revolutionary as far as like that style of game. Fire Pro Wrestling Returns. In my opinion, this game is better than like any of the SmackDown games. that they ever made. So I would say the best wrestling games ever would be No Mercy on the 64, and then like this series of games. And it's just way good. There's a ton of moves. It's like a 2D graphic style, which turns a lot of people off. But it's just got so much content in it. And you can also make your own guy and all that stuff. So I think it's El Fuerte and like Lex Luger or something. I don't know what's going on there. Final Fantasy 12, which was good, controversial, but pretty good. Final Fantasy X2, I got just being was a fan of the Final Fantasy back then, so I have it. I beat it. It's not the worst game ever. It's not the best game either, but it's okay. Final Fantasy X, which was I got when it first came out on the PS2. Awesome graphics. Way good. So, you know, say what you want about the rest of the game. At the time, it was like the best graphics ever. So, and then continuing the trend of SNK stuff, we got Fatal Fury Battle Archives 2, which has a bunch of the Fatal Fury games on it. Fatal Fury Battle Archives 1. I think SNK should send me money because it's like the best advertising they've ever had in their lives. Dragon Quest 8. Another solid release in the Dragon Quest series. We have the Devil May Cry stuff, which I really enjoyed. Devil May Cry 2 is really bad. I don't have it anymore. Number 3 might be the best one they ever made, in my opinion. I don't know. That might be controversial. You guys might go nuts on the comments, but I really like that one the best. The first Devil May Cry. Contra Shattered Soldiers, which is underrated. It seems like really impossibly hard at first, but it actually turns out into a pretty fun game and a rewarding experience as well. Castlevania Lament of Innocence, which is another attempt at a 3D Castlevania game. I thought it was better than most people said it was. So, it was underrated in that time. It's not as good as the new Castlevania, but we'll get to that later. Capcom vs. SNK 2. This is actually the first fighting game that I got into as like a serious player, or like a tournament level player. So our local arcade had this game. It was Game World, Danbury, Connecticut, and we'd all play there on like a Friday, and then you know, some people come to my house afterwards and play this on the PS2. So this game kind of got me into the Street Fighter tournament scene. So a lot of fun memories with this one. Good game too. Got some balanced stuff, but you know. Capcom Fighting Evolution, not the greatest Street Fighter game ever, but being the completionist I am, I had to get it. You can have Guile fight against a giant dinosaur, and there's like a lion-looking dude. Some crazy stuff going on in that one. A lot of history with this game too. This is Capcom Classics Collection Volume 2. And this has a port of Super Turbo on it. So this was like the Super Turbo release on the PS2 generation of consoles. And they found out later on, we found out there was all kinds of problems with that port. It was actually worked on by David Sirlin, who worked on HD Remix. And it's got all kinds of problems, like the speed's all off in the stages, and there's input lag and all kinds of crap like that. But this is the version that me and Phil would practice on quite often. I remember we played this on Christmas Day together with our friend Walter at Phil's house. So, and this is the one that we played all through 2007, Evolution 2007, and all that stuff. So, it's a lot of memories with this game, even though it turned out to be very flawed. Another SNK collection, Art of Fighting. It's got all the Art of Fighting games on it. And then Automodelista, which isn't really the best racing game, but I was a fan of the graphical style of it, so I was like, yeah, I'll get it, why not? A lot of fucking games, man. You guys are still watching this, you must like games. That's all I gotta say. World Heroes Anthology, it's another SNK release collection. It's got all the World Heroes games. So, either like that or you don't. This is Beautiful Joe 2. Looks like I got this one used for $5. So I was just trying to complete on my collection. I don't think I ever actually played it. Now, Beautiful Joe 1 I did play. And I think people say the GameCube version is better than the PS2 version, but this is the one that I wound up with for some reason. And I liked the game. I thought it was pretty good. This is Victorious Boxers, which is way good. This game's really good. It's not one of those games that like a lot of people don't know about. It's based off like an anime or something in Japan, and it's just got like a really good engine and stuff. And the game's good. Twisted Metal Black. Being a big fan of Twisted Metal, it's one of my all-time favorites. I can't wait for the new one to come out. And then they made this one, and then like there was like years and years of no Twisted Metal. Then they came out with this one, which isn't a true release. It's more like a port of the PS2 game. But I don't really know what happened with Twisted Metal. They just didn't make them for years and years. And I should also express that I didn't get a PS2 until this game came out. So I'm not really one of those people that like runs out and buys a console as soon as it comes out. I usually wait for something that I have to play. So this is the first game I got on release date. This game came out. I don't know when that was exactly, but that's when I got a PS2 and this game. So this is the one that led me to giving my money to Sony. So they should understand that, appreciate that. Street Fighter Alpha Anthology. This is all the Alpha games on it. I had all the Alpha games for the Dreamcast, and I had them on the PS1. And then this came out, so I sold those. So usually, like, I don't have to have every Street Fighter game for every system. Like, I just like to have at least one port of those games on something. So, like, this came out. This is probably the best Alpha collection or Alpha version of ports. So then what I did is I sold, like I said, I sold the other versions I had of Alpha. So I have them all on this. And then the same goes for this. This has Third Strike on it. So I actually had an American Third Strike release on the Dreamcast, which I sold when this came out. This also has Hyper Street Fighter 2 Anniversary Edition, which is like another crappy version of Super Turbo. Well, it's like you could play as all the different versions of characters for all the different Street Fighter 2 versions, and it was like a big mess. I think one of the Evo one year had it, and Phil maybe played this a lot. And I never really liked it, so. Another SNK collection. SNK Arcade Classics Volume 1. Bunch of stuff on there. Silent Hill 2. Excelente. Check it out. This game's not all that good, but I just have it because I like the old Shinobis. And again, it was probably cheap, so I was like, yeah, I'll get this, why not? Now, this is one of my favorite games of all time. Shadow of the Colossus, and I heard they're making an HD update or something along those lines for the PS3. And that's something I definitely would like to check out. This is one of my favorite games ever. So unique, so good, just beautiful in so many ways. I love it. R-Type Final. Another one of those strange games that, most people might not have a lot of these games. Maybe you do, I don't know, let me know. But just being a fan of that style of game, I searched these out, Resident Evil Code Veronica. I had this on the Dreamcast, but then I got it for the PS2 as well because it came with a Devil May Cry demo, which I think is in there. Yeah, it's in there. So I wanted to play Devil May Cry, so I was like, I'll get that. And Code Veronica is a good game anyway, so yeah. Resident Evil Dead Aim. This is the game I got that came with the GunCon 2. Not the best game ever, but it's fun for like an afternoon with the GunCon. I think you can also go 2 players with it. So, actually it's 1 player, so I can't even do that. I lied. Raiden 3, another shoot 'em up game, which I'm a fan of. I wish more people would be into that kind of game. Like, in the US, people don't really care about these games. In Japan, there was entire arcades of just these games. So, you know, if you want to look for cultural differences, like, it's right there, you know. It's pretty crazy. Here's all the Onimusha games that I mentioned before. This is the last one to come out, Dawn of Dreams. Onimusha 3. Demon Siege. It's got Jean Reno. This game's way cool. Some people don't like it. It's kind of silly. Or they say it's silly because it's like time travel and shit, but I thought it was good. Onimusha 2. And the original Onimusha Warlords is from one of the first PS2 games. I think it's really good. I liked it a lot. Got your Neo Geo Battle Coliseum, another SNK game. It's kind of like their version of like Marvel or something, where it's got like a lot of different characters and like a crazy team-based fighting game. Namco Museum speaks for itself. Mortal Kombat Armageddon. I don't know why I have this game. It's not very good, but being like an old school fan of Mortal Kombat, you know, tugs at the heartstrings, and I'm like, all right, I'll get it. So the new Mortal Kombat looks really good. Hopefully it is good. So Monster Rancher Evo. I actually never played this. I think I just got it really cheap. I think one of my friends was selling it, and I was like, yeah, I'll give you $2 for it. Movie Arcade Treasures. They made like 5 volumes of these things. This is the first volume. Metal Slug Anthology. And there's another one I used to have, like all these different Metal Slug games. And then this has all of them on it, so then I wound up selling them all. And I like when they do this kind of collection thing. It just makes it easy. And you don't have to, you know, go through 1,000 discs and all that. Metal Gear Solid 3, one of my favorite games ever. I'm sure you all know about that. Metal Gear Solid 2, which I loved. I didn't even mind Raiden that much. People were going crazy. I just liked the whole thing. I think it's fine. It's a great game. And then the final 2 for the PS2, we got Mega Man X Collection. All the Mega Man X games. And then Mega Man Anniversary Collection. I actually did go through and beat all the games that are on here one day. Superb. So that's it for the PS2. I know I talked about doing the Genesis. I kind of forgot. So there's going to be more parts, more to come. Stay tuned. Put the coffee on. Rock and roll. Goodbye.